Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our Horizen Weekly Insider number 54. Today is August the 20th, and happy Thursday to you all. Please remember that this call is being recorded and is going to be available in our Horizen podcast as well as in our YouTube channel for you to check out later as well. We are live now and we are very, very excited. Please also remember to be asking your questions on Menti while this call is happening so we can have our good Q&A session at the end. I'll pass the word now to Maurizio to give us the engineering updates.
Hi, thanks, Angie. So we have both Luca and Alberto on vacation, so you'll have to bear with me today, and I'll be quick. The first, well, you all know that the first release of the SDK documentation was released last week, and it still needs to be improved, but personally, I think it's a good start. Considering also that writing documentation is not seen as much fun, so I wanted to thank the developers who provided the first content, and then Gustavo, Mac, Lucy, Erica, and all the team that supported this effort. And now I'm reviewing it once more, and we'll keep making changes. We have already a few changes on the list, and with the intention of making it more and more clear. And okay, that's about documentation. Still about somehow documentation. Alexander has been shooting videos, and he has now completed the recording of the third video. So now it will be, I mean, there is some post-processing required and by the marketing team. So I believe also Rolf will have a part in this. And but anyway, from the developer team, we are in a good position. So the third video was recorded, and the first slot will be made of 5 videos. Okay, also about Alexander and moving to developing, the account-based state delegation was done and is now waiting for review, and Oleg will have to review it between today and tomorrow. Oleg is also still working on the EUTXO Merkle tree, while Vladimir is troubleshooting the memory leak problem and with a very systematic approach, and he has made very, very good progress. So we are now able to run sidechain with no problem on a physical PC, and on virtual machine we are running some scripts to collect info to nail the area and moment of the problem, and we are very close and feel confident that we will have a solution very soon. Next week, most team members will be back from their vacation, so from next week on, I would say we will be back to normal, and you'll get these updates from Luca and Alberto as usual. And with that, I think I'm done. Thanks a lot, Angie.
Thank you, Maurizio. Let's continue with Spencer with the Helpdesk Report.
Happy Thursday, fellow teammates and friends. Today's Helpdesk status for the 20th of August, 2020. Our customer satisfaction over the past 7 days is 4.4, average rating on a scale of 5. On 19 user reviews, there were 107 tickets submitted to the service desk in the past 7 days. 45.9% of those tickets were faucet-based for a total of 52. 58.1% of the tickets were for other issues. Common faucet issues, VPN usage, duplicated IP addresses. Other issues included blocks jump, game support, Sphere by Horizen support, Android wallet support. And that concludes the report from the service desk today.
Thank you, Spencer. Let's continue with Jonathan to give us the growth updates.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Really excited to announce that this week we'll be implementing the tiered referral program at getzen.cash. So what that means is that you'll be able to earn a piece of the rewards that whoever you refer claims on the faucet, and it will go down 4 tiers. So let's say you refer someone and they refer someone, you'll be able to earn a piece of the rewards for both of those people all the way down to 4 tiers. So that's really exciting for me. I'm excited to see how this helps grow the community, how this helps grow Zen awareness in the marketplace, and how it helps get Zen into the hands of people all around the globe. In addition to that, I'm also really excited to say that this week we'll also be launching a new flow for the faucet. So we call it Flow 2.0. The way the faucet works now, which you all are very aware, is you need an address before you can make a claim. So this is great for people like you and me who know how to make a Zen address. For people who are new to crypto, they don't necessarily know how to make a Zen address because maybe they don't know what an address is, or maybe they think a Bitcoin address is the same thing as a Zen address, and they get an error when they try to paste the Bitcoin address in. I've seen this, and it's pretty common. So the new flow will allow you to make a claim on the faucet and have it stored in your pending balance even before you add your address. And then you can add your address after you already have a pending balance. So this is mostly helpful for people who just are not as familiar with blockchain. So that'll be going live this week too. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's continue with Rowan for the BD and operations updates.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, continuing developer outreach. And like I mentioned before, we're starting this exercise with the blockchain-specific developer houses, because obviously we can kind of fast forward the conversation a little bit. We don't need to do the whole blockchain education piece. We can kind of talk at the same level with these people. So pretty far through this exercise now, got a good number of ongoing conversations. And we're starting to get the first round of kind of pitches and ideas back from some of these organizations, basically offering to do different things using the development kit that we've put together. So the first one that came back is pretty interesting, quite a large project, to be honest. One of the blockchain dev houses is looking to tackle an interoperability project, which could be pretty exciting. So the task now is to take that back to our engineering team and talk about it with the rest of the Horizen team and potentially Horizen community as a whole, and try and evaluate whether or not this is something that makes sense to try and prioritize in the short to mid-term, or kind of where this sits in terms of priority. But certainly interesting to start seeing what the blockchain dev houses would like to do using this software SDK and what they can immediately make it useful for. We also had a pretty good call with an accelerator organization from Europe this morning. I'm not going to go into detail there. That's really Lucy that's going to be leading that project. So I'll let her talk about it in more detail when the time is right, but certainly exciting to hear a little bit about what they're going to be doing for us and some of the projects they're going to be working on. I'm also working with Flipside Crypto. They've got a really cool new product coming up, and we're just doing our best to make sure that Zen is going to be part of that new product rollout. I think it's going to be a really good value add for the Horizen team in terms of kind of giving us more access to high quality data to help with our decision making, and also to the Horizen community to get more insight into exactly what's happening. And that's it from me at the moment. I will pass over to Vano if you want to jump in with an update.
Thanks, Rowan. Hello, everyone. So we have planned marketing activities with Whitebit Exchange in our pipeline, most likely in September. So for our community to be to know about it and stay tuned. Also, we completed the transfer of original domains horizen.ru and .ge domains to Zen Blockchain Foundation accounts. I'm also continuing my work with analytics and data agencies, as well as with third-party review and information websites to improve our presence there, and also working on supporting documents to help with our DevShop outreach. That's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Let's continue with Lucy to give us the marketing updates.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Vano, for the great updates. I'm really excited about the Whitebit competition. So the registration for our first technical webinar, how to build a customized D-app on Horizen, is open. So the webinar, it will be on September the 10th at 5 p.m. UTC or 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. Our engineering director, Alberto, and senior software engineer, Alexander, will walk us through the process of building a decentralized application using our sidechain SDK. So there will be live Q&A session as well. All application developers from all around the world are welcome to join. So you can learn how to build your own D-app the easy way. But it's an invite-only webinar, so you will really need to register first. Okay, we currently already have over 160 developers registered. If you're a developer and interested in the webinar, you can find the registration portal on our main website or our early adopter program site or HDE or our social media feeds. And then the other big announcement is that we now have a new domain. Okay, we have transitioned from our domain horizen.global to horizen.io. So this transition is really one of the final steps of our rebranding process, and then it really strengthens our brand recognition. Okay, really excited about that. It's waited a long time for that to happen, and it will be an ongoing process, but we are expecting a smooth and seamless transition for our community. There will be no impact on the community, so which means there will be no downtime for our websites as we make the transition. And then our domain at horizen.global will automatically redirect to horizen.io. Same goes for all the subdomains. So meanwhile, all of our social profile handles like Twitter, Facebook, Reddit will remain the same. Okay, so there will be no changes to any of the social media profile. So just to just make sure that when you visit our profiles, double check the social channels that you are visiting and make sure that you are visiting the official Horizen channels. And another exciting transition is our Zen faucet to a community hub. We call it Zen Hub. Jonathan already mentioned the transition will include all the great features to the faucet Jonathan has just mentioned, and then also the whole design, the UI design, the visual design for faucet will be completely different. And then the goal is to provide a better user experience, and then also to contain all the new features and the game, and then also a lot of upcoming new features that we have planned for Zen Hub. So really excited, and look out for all the announcements on our social media feeds. That's it from me. Thank you. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, so I just wanted to remember you all that we have still some tasks live on HDE. So I just remind you all to check them out. And to participate, we already have paid some bounties in Zen. So thank you for the contributors and our team that has been working along with them. Some of the tasks are still work in progress, so that's awesome. So I just remind you and invite you all to check them out. And I guess we will pass now directly to the Q&A session. Rolf, if you're ready, we can start right away.
Yeah, Angie, before the Q&A session, I got a couple things to go over first.
Sure.
Because this last week I was recording the voiceover for the explainer videos for the sidechain SDK and the Lambo registry. And so it gave me an opportunity to reflect on what it is that we're doing. And I was just thinking about what goes into making a video like that. First, you need something important to explain that people want to see. And it's exciting to be able to share the fruits of years of work on videos like these, because Horizen is not just a project where people buy Zen and hope it goes up in value. It's not just a system for sending transactions from one party to another. It's something new and something different, because with sidechains, we've got the opportunity for software developers to create new decentralized applications without needing permission from anyone. They can create their own blockchains with their own front-end applications, and that front-end application can abstract the actual blockchain behind it. So it will seem like more like normal applications that are purpose specific, but knowing that it's run on a decentralized blockchain in a way that anybody can review and make sure that it's fair. So to create the video, first of all, we need developers that can explain how to set things up. We need graphics designers, video editors, voiceover talents that can mostly pronounce the technical words like me, and then someone to put it all together and make sure it's correct. And then a marketing team that has a system in place to share it far and wide. Because you don't want to make a video and then not have anybody see it. You want all sorts of people to see it, especially the different folks that it's targeted to. And so that's the capabilities that we've built over these years. And we've got a lot more years of advancements and improvements beyond. And one thing that's different about the system that we've built, because I watch what's going on with DeFi and Ethereum, and that's really neat. It seems like there's a high hurdle to kind of get into that. What we've designed is to appeal to people that are new to the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. It's for people that are software developers or who have things that they want to accomplish to build their projects, for individuals, nonprofit organizations, governments, businesses, anybody. And so it's a big tent philosophy. And I talked about this earlier the week on the inside call, which is it's why you'll see marketing that's targeted at many different groups of users, because everybody's got a different profile, a different care about. Marketing can divide those into big picture groups, whether it's users, developers, investors, technical people, privacy focused people, and these profiles of the different groups, they're all interested, but they're interested in different aspects. And so if you see all the marketing, because of your individual perspective, only some of the marketing might resonate with you. And so that's an important thing. The other thing, it's worthwhile periodically to step back and look at the big picture of what we're doing. Because building and getting people to use a useful system like this, it takes many people working over a long period of time with a multi-period plan and an audacious goal. And I'm like, okay, an audacious goal, let's go back and look at our About Horizen, our mission. Building a fair and inclusive ecosystem where everyone's empowered and rewarded for their contribution. And so I like to look at that and say, are we still doing that? And I do feel that we're definitely still doing that. So anyway, that's just what I want to say. Then I'm ready for your questions now, Angie.
Awesome. Okay, so the first question says, can a newbie join the Lambo registry webinar and understand something?
So, newbie, it's in a lot of different ways. So I can tell you from doing the voiceovers on it, it's certainly helpful to be able to have software development experience and to understand how blockchains work. So I'm assuming like a junior developer would probably be the type of person that would want to look at these. It's certainly the videos that we're doing for training on it, and also on the video calls. But I will be happy to have that answer supplemented by someone who's organizing the video calls and can explain more specifically who it's targeted at.
No, but I think I mean, it's what you said. I mean, you need to know a little bit about blockchains, what the transaction is, the basic concepts are needed, but more or less that's it. So.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense. Yeah. And thank you, Mauricio. So that's it does need to have some basic blockchain concepts, and that is why we have the Horizen Academy. So if you want to learn those basic blockchain concepts and go through it, go to the Horizen Academy and learn all those different things. There's lots of great resources for learning Java software development out there. So someone who's new to this system and is interested and has time, there's a lot of online self-study resources where you can get yourself up to speed and be able to develop a sidechain application. Realistically, it would probably take from complete not knowing anything about software development or about the blockchains and things like that, probably 3 to 6 months of study and learning and things like that. But at that point, you'd be able to get value out of the overviews. All right, next question.
Awesome. So the next question says, can a sidechain be used to create a game on Horizen blockchain as a dApp?
Yeah, so I'm going to ask for additional help on this in a minute, but big picture, that is exactly what a sidechain is going to be able to do. And there's going to be many different types of games that we can do as a dApp. Some of them are going to be voting games. Some of them are going to be being able to track different objects, such as the Lambo registry, which is designed to track cars. Others can be just because if you use the SDK, it'll be a proof of stake designed blockchain that can have much higher block rates. So one of the games could be shielded transactions or person-to-person transactions, like a Venmo. But there could also be more straightforward games, and you can find a lot of interest in them. And so you could start out with simple games. So card games. A card game would be something that would be very easily translatable to a sidechain. A lottery, games of chance, competition games. Probably create a checkers game and run it on sidechain. Is that the best use? I don't know. If you get people to use it and it works out for everybody, and people want to run the block forgers and people want to use it, then it's a good application in my book. Mauricio, do you have anything to add to that?
Not much. I mean, I think it's a very good use case, and the idea is that you can transfer Zens into a sidechain. So you can think about users of that sidechain as gamers who will move to an account on their sidechain some Zens, and they will be able to use them in that sidechain for that game. So you could think that those Zens could stay Zen, or they could become some kind of token that is used inside that sidechain, can be traded, can be used to buy digital goods, and to bet, even to whatever you want to do inside that sidechain. And then at the end of that, depending on how the game works, you could transform the tokens back into Zen and moving them to main chain, or they just could have been used to pay for the game and stay there. And then the developer of the game can then transfer the Zens that they earned in main chain. So yes.
Yeah. So the distributed app application would just have the ability to transfer Zen in and out, and then Zen would kind of be the coin of the realm for that application to be used however. Okay, great. Next question, Angie.
Awesome. So the next question says, it's first a sentence and then a question. So Zen mining seems pretty hard right now. What would be your recommendations and best practices? Which miner is best and which pool, etc.?
Sure. So I mine Zen, and to do that, these days it's best to have Equihash miners. GPU miners are really not the best way to mine Zen right now, because you'll probably pay more for electricity than you would earn in Zen. So as opposed to doing GPU mining on Zen directly, you're probably better off mining something that's more profitable. So to mine Zen directly, you would buy ASIC machines, and there's two main providers of the Equihash ASIC machines right now. There's InnoSilicon and there's Bitmain. I don't know if InnoSilicon and Bitmain actually have any new miners in stock right now. So for people that aren't mining Zen now and want to mine Zen, probably your best bet is to see if you can buy some InnoSilicon A9 or any of the A9 series used from other people. And also the Bitmain makes I think it's the Z9 Mini, the Z11, and they're supposed to be shipping the Z15 here soon, but they're having production issues apparently there in China. So those are the primary miners. The ones that I mine with are some of the older A9s and some used Z11s that I bought last year, and those seem to be pretty well. It's some of the most profitable mining out there. So there's a good amount, from what I can tell, of mining devices all around the world that are actively mining Zen. And there's a number of different pools. that you're able to use. I believe we have a place on our website that refers folks to the pools. I like Luckpool. I like Zhash Pro. I like Luxor. There's a lot of good. So to see which pools are used, Cyrex has a nice little explorer. I forget what the exact URL is. You could see it in, but he does a good job of identifying which pools are generating which blocks. So my feeling is it's better to be in a pool that gets a block, every half an hour to an hour, at least one. That way, your mining hash rate is going to be able to be rewarded. It might be possible to do solo mining and get a block every week or month. That's not something I do, so I can't really address that. Okay, Angie, that's my answer on mining. Are there other interesting questions? We've got time.
Yeah, looks like we have time for maybe one or a couple more. So, okay, let's see. It says here, will the sidechains be delivered before halving?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So we have a blockchain halving coming up probably in November, and that's where the amount of blocks that are new Zen that's generated every 2.5 minutes is reduced in half. So that means all of a sudden the amount of Zen that miners get is cut in half. The amount of Zen that node hosters or node operators get is cut in half, and the amount of Zen that the Zen Blockchain Foundation for the Treasury gets is cut in half. When I talk to investors, sometimes they're very excited about that because it means the inflation rate of the cryptocurrency goes down, which I don't really fully understand those models. But it also affects things from a pricing standpoint. That's why from Bitcoin, people say a few months after the Bitcoin halving, because the amount of new supply is reduced and the demand is constant, it drives the price up. I don't know how predictable that is. So we've already delivered a form of sidechains, and that's in the beta, running on the sidechain beta testnet. And this is how we deliver things. And if you look at other cryptocurrency projects that are delivering large improvements, we can use Ethereum as an example. Everyone knows them. So, Ethereum 2.0, people are starting to run it on a testnet, not scheduled to go live for a year or so. And that's similar to what we're doing. And we're doing that because if we just launched and went main chain in full production on side chains right now before we have a chance to test them, that could possibly cause some problems. There might be unidentified issues that could cause Zen to get locked on a side chain, or there could be other issues. So prudent software development is that we do this and run this on a sidechain testnet for many months, continue to improve, identify issues, and then when we know that it's ready to go, we move it over to main chain application. And that's fine, because if we launched it directly on main chain, all the people that want to develop their sidechain applications, they would need to go through a multi-month development process as well. So by having a sidechain testnet right now, anybody who's interested in developing an application for the sidechain is able to start developing the application right now. And so they can develop their application, the back end, the front end, they can test it, they can model it, and then, because that takes 3 to 6 months as well. Then when we go live on the main chain, which will not be before the halving, it'll be sometime in early 2021 is what's on our roadmap. And we've been doing a really good job on the roadmap these days. And we have software project management, we have a development team that's working together and developing in a methodical way. Our timeline estimates have really improved here over the last 3 years because we've put in standard software development methodology. And this is something that takes a while to put in place. It takes a while to build a team to be able to work together well. You don't just say, boom, like the cryptocurrency or the projects that had ICOs, boom, they got a bunch of money. Okay, then you have to go hire a team. Well, it takes a while to build a team because teams have to learn how to work together efficiently. Sometimes you hire a person that doesn't fit, and then that person has to be let go. And after and it takes a while, after years, you have a team that's working together really well. And that's where we're at now. So I feel that we're so far ahead on a lot of the other projects that are out there because we've taken the time to build the foundation right. So short answer, the sidechains won't be delivered before happening. Long answer, this is all part of the plan, and there's very good reasons why we're on the schedule that we're on. All right, I know that was a long answer, Angie. We can end, or we can answer more questions if you like.
Well, I guess we're right on time, but there's one question that I see here that says if we have any plans of adoption for Latin America, and I think I can maybe contribute to this question.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm sort of informed, but I think you're the expert on that. So go for it. Let's make that the last question.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, for the new ones, welcome. I'm Angie, and there's also Ruben. We're part of the Latin American team members. We love doing content. We have Horizen Academy completely translated to Spanish. We're always providing support. We actually have Telegram group in Spanish, also in Portuguese. So we try to kind of like diversify in language and in content. And I'm sure that we have some very good plans coming over with for the Spanish-speaking community and the Latin American community members as well. So feel free to reach us out there. I'm also always around, either in Telegram or here in Discord. And any questions or any support that you will have from us, please feel free to reach out to me or to Ruben. And I guess that's it. So thank you, everyone, for this great weekly insider. Remember, we do this every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. UTC, and I'm waiting to see you all on our next weekly insider.
Great. Wonderful, Angie. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Everyone.
Goodbye. Thanks.